Greetings, greetings. So I thought I better hit record because I'm going to play another 10-minute game. And if I win this game, I'll be back in the 1200s. So I'm going to record it and we'll see what happens. This Ruy Lopez opening is one of my favorites to play. So that's looking good for me already. So I'm hoping to get back in the 1200s after this game. My ELO has been all over the place. Some of my other previous videos, people have asked me what my ELO is. It depends. Right now it's 1190 something, 1196. Yeah, that sounds right. So this will be over 1200. I've spent a good amount of time in the 1400s and I've lost it. So that's my ultimate goal, is to get back into the 1400s. I decided to record a lot of my games as I go through it. So hopefully it's interesting. I know my videos are kind of boring. Got a pin on that knight, a relative pin. Is that a free pawn? I think it is. That E5 pawn. At this level, yeah, I'm always cautious. You know, I never just assume, oh, my opponent made a mistake. No. If I take that dark squared bishop, it's check. It has to be dealt with. So yeah, I'm going to. And this is looking good for me. My opponent has nothing but isolated pawns. That little bit of advantage may help. Okay, so the D file is open, so I want to own it with a major piece. Little things like that is what I look for. See if I can get my rooks lined up. My opponent's eyeing the G file. My king's on it, semi-open. He's wise to do that. Right there, yeah. I mean, that's my Achilles heel at the moment. And he or she has done a great job. Yeah, and now I have to deal with it. So my opponent has the same ideas. You know, I'm sorry, G is semi-open because there's one pawn on it, and this H pawn could be trouble for me. So because those double rooks are eyeing my king, I'm going to just take that power away, if you will, for lack of better words. Because I don't like my king being under my opponent's rook. I like that I own the D file, but win or lose, I'm going to review this game afterwards, so I hope you stick around to the review, because I want to get back in the 1400s, and I can't get there if I don't first get to the 1200s, which I recently did, and then I lost it again. And that's the way it is. That's the way it goes. This game Boy, I tell you. My pawn storm is going to be hard to deal with, but I've had games where I could have, should have clearly won, and I've screwed it up royally. You'd be surprised at how well I could screw something up that should be a slam dunk. I'm pretty good at that. My opponent's rook is not very mobile. I like that. Okay. I feel like my rook is better placed because I have more freedoms. The power of the rook is the freedoms to be a long-range officer. And the fact that my opponent isn't using the rook to its full potential helps me right now. You know, I'm thinking about locking that c5 pawn in. I don't know. I'd be curious to see if that's a good idea or not. I'm going to try it. Because that helps lock in the rook. Because it's their own pawn there. It's blocking. I'm kind of blocking that rook over there. So, if that makes sense. Yeah. But there's a lot of things I have to be very cautious about. Now, if I take the c5, he can put me in check, and then he gets my rook. This is the things that I have to watch out for. I know that's what my opponent's trying to do because that's what I would do. These are same ideas. A lot of chess players, they're like, I just try to envision what my opponent would do. And a lot of how good you are at chess depends on how well you can visualize what your opponent's trying to do. And you have to see that. You have to say, wait, what are they up to? That's why I hesitated with that pawn. That's why I said, is it a free pawn? I need to see from my opponent's perspective. Bobby Fischer, watches some old Bobby Fischer stuff, and he talked about that a lot. He was all about it. Better known as Bobby Fischer, real name Robert James Fischer, I think. Is that right? I think so. I think it was Robert James Fischer. It's funny sometimes in families where probably when he was a young boy, people called him Bobby. But then when they get older, you drop the E, you know. Jimmy becomes Jim when they start to become a teenager or something. But then sometimes people never lose that E at the end of their name. Some people are offended by it. I had a friend that did not like the E at the end. He said it was for children. So I don't know, sometimes... Anyway, back to chess. I need to focus on this game because it ain't won yet. It's definitely in my favor. And I don't mean to sound boastful, but I'm just being honest. It looks like it's in my favor, but I have to be careful. Now the rook is, I feel like the rook is really freed up to be a little more active. My opponent's rook. And I need to be careful of that. This is where that locked in pawn, I think, plays to my advantage. The c5. My opponent's c5 pawn plays to my advantage. Tempted to push the h pawn. Okay. So we have a piece that stepped in front of the king. So I noticed that right away. As soon as you see that a piece steps in front of the king, that should set off alarms in your head. Yeah, right there. B7, and then the game is over. Okay, my opponent sees this and says, yeah, I don't think so. Okay, he stepped, okay, that right here, you're gonna see what I mean. Um, he brought the king up. Yeah, because it's a pin. It's an absolute pin. So let's look at the review. So, holy smokes. I played at 91.2. My opponent at 78.3. Played at 1950. My opponent was 1750. I normally don't play that good, but so let's see. Oh yeah, and then go through here. I'm gonna put my rating at 1204. Cool. I'm happy about that. Okay, so that was a free pawn. Computer said I did the right thing. Okay, should have kicked the knight out of there. I'll tell you what, you want to improve at chess, or you are not reviewing your games. If the answer to that simple question was I are not, then you should be. Are you not reviewing your games? At least just real quick like I'm doing, so you kind of have some aha moments. I wonder if that was a mouse slip. I wonder if he or she, I don't know, to free up the rook and had a mouse slip. I had that happen in a game the other day. And there my opponent resigned. So, yeah, okay. It's a great game. Nice. Very happy with that. Glad I recorded it. I wanted to because I knew if I win, it was going to put me over the 1200. And if I lost, I would have posted it just the same. But yeah, cool. Well, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you would. That helps me tremendously, and I appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody.